The night wind howled across the empty highway as the iron wolves rolled in 5 rumbling motorcycles, breaking the silence with their engines. Their leather jackets, patched with the club's wolf emblem, flashed beneath the streetlights as they stopped at an abandoned gas station. It was supposed to be a simple fuel break. But fate had other plans, because that's when they found her. A teenage girl, barely 16, sat trembling behind the old ice machine, hugging her knees tight to her chest, eyes wide with fear. Her clothes were dusty, her breathing quick, her voice shaking. When she saw the riders approach, she backed up against the wall, whispering, Do whatever you want. I can't fight anymore." But there was no defiance in her voice, only exhaustion. A kind of surrender no child should ever feel. The iron wolves froze. For a moment, the world went silent. Their leader, Mason, a tall man in his early 40s with calm eyes and a steady voice, slowly crouched down. "Kid, we're not here to hurt you," he said. "Tell us what's going on." She shook her head, still pulling her hoodie tight. "You won't believe me, nobody does." When she tried to stand, she stumbled. Mason reached out instinctively, and when her hoodie slipped slightly, something caught his eye near her shoulder. "Medical tape." He gently asked, "Are you hurt? Can I look?" The girl hesitated. Then she nodded. Before the story continues, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to StorySphere for more emotional and inspiring stories that touch the heart and remind us of the power of kindness. Mason carefully lifted the side of her hoodie and saw it, the truth she'd been hiding. A small, neatly placed medical bandage covered a device on her upper back. Not a wound from harm, not something violent, but a patch connected to an insulin monitor. A diabetic emergency patch. Her breathing told the rest of the story. She was shaky, confused, and dangerously low on blood sugar. "Kid," Mason whispered, "you're not running from us. You're running from a medical emergency." The girl swallowed hard. "I lost my bag, it had my snacks and my glucose meter. My mom's working the night shift and doesn't even know I left. I just wanted to go get her a birthday card before the store closed. Then everything went wrong." Her voice cracked. "And when people saw me shaking, they thought I was just causing trouble. They yelled. Told me to leave. I didn't know where else to go." The iron wolves exchanged looks, shocked, not by her condition, but by the idea that a child had to face it alone. Mason stood up swiftly. "Boys, we're not wasting a second." One rider rushed inside the small gas station and grabbed juice boxes, granola bars, and a pack of glucose tablets. Another pulled off his jacket and wrapped it around her shoulders. The youngest rider, Nate, sat next to her, speaking softly so she wouldn't feel alone. With each sip of juice, her breathing steadied. Her eyes stopped darting. Color slowly returned to her cheeks. "You're gonna be all right," Mason assured her. "Why?" she whispered. "Why are you helping me?" Mason took a slow breath, glancing at his crew. "Because strength is for protecting people who need it. And tonight, that's you." Tears welled in her eyes, but this time they were from relief. Once she was stable enough to stand, Mason gently asked, "What's your name?" "Emily," she said softly. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cause trouble." Mason shook his head. "You didn't cause trouble. You needed help. There's a big difference." The riders didn't stop there. Nate climbed into the sidecar and let Emily sit beside him, bundled in the borrowed jacket. They rode slowly, forming a protective formation around her as they headed to her neighborhood. When they reached her house, Emily's mother burst out the front door in panic. The moment she saw her child safe, wrapped in kindness and surrounded by unlikely guardians, she broke into tears of gratitude. "Thank you," she whispered again and again. "Thank you for bringing my girl home." Mason placed a gentle hand on her shoulder. "She's stronger than she knows. Just needed someone to listen." As the iron wolves drove away, the mother waved, holding her daughter close, and somewhere on that quiet street in a small American town, the iron wolves felt something they rarely talked about but deeply understood. Sometimes the strongest acts of courage come from showing kindness when it's needed most. In the end, the real truth wasn't what the riders found under Emily's shirt, but the reminder that compassion can change a life, save a life, and transform even the roughest hearts into protectors.